Welcome to my final podcast episode of 2020. And how happy are we to see the end of this year? What a crazy, crazy year. Now, as I'm recording this, I'm listening to the mellifluous tones of Nat King Cole singing Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. And it's absolutely beautiful. And it just makes me reminisce about when I was a little girl. No, I can't let you listen to the entire song because of licensing rights, but really, it's so lovely. Now, what I'm thinking about is how very, very different things were just 12 months ago, because this time last year, I flew from London to Sydney after spending 5 weeks with my daughter and her husband who live in London. During that time, I welcomed the birth of my beautiful grandson, Foxy. He's just so gorgeous, and now he's 1 year old. Now, fast forward 1 year, and what we took for granted, being with family whenever we wish, international, local travel, going to restaurants, group celebrations, being surrounded by people without feeling wary of every single cough and sneeze. We were able to dance and sing and simply be. But all of that has completely changed, totally. For many of us, our worlds have been turned completely upside down, haven't they? Now, as a career coach, working with organizations going through change and supporting professionals who've experienced redundancies, and there have been so many redundancies in 2020, a phrase that's often used is the only constant is change. However, who would have thought that change in 2020 would mean this global pandemic and the resulting fallout? So, there really have been so many very sad stories, and there have been some incredible stories of courage, grit, and love too. And in this episode, I want to focus on the positive, the hope, and the practical actions we can take to make 2021 a better year for ourselves and for each other. But before I provide practical actions that will help you as a job seeker or as a career professional to create a new year that brings career success, I want you to take a little bit of time and think about all the good things that have happened this year. And, I'd love to hear about it. So, drop me an email at jane@janejacksoncoach.com and let me know what were the good things that happened to you. I'd love to write an article about it because we all like to hear the happy stories, because the good things will help to provide hope, positivity, and encouragement to all who could do with a boost at this time of year. And you know what? As I'm recording this, due to another COVID outbreak on the northern beaches of Sydney, we're all, anxiously awaiting what's going to happen, an announcement from the New South Wales government on whether the New Year's Eve celebrations will go ahead or not. And I fear that they won't be going ahead because of the risk of more transmission of COVID if we get large groups of people congregating to watch the fireworks. So, you know what? If you're a job seeker, even during lockdown, during the holiday season, and as you know, in Australia, this goes on through till the end of January. Usually things don't really ramp up until Australia Day on the 26th of January. But job seekers, you still have a choice as to what is best for you to do. Okay, so you can choose. You can take a break, clear your head, and focus on your physical and mental health, and then kickstart your job search campaign in the new year. Or you can combine these essential self-care measures with a combination of job search preparation activities so you'll hit the ground running in 2021. So here are some practical suggestions on what you can do to make this holiday season one that works for you and for your career in 2021. Now, many of my clients who are looking for a job, they've asked me, Should I stop looking for a job during this period, or should I keep looking? Should I keep working towards finding a job? So even though there are fewer open roles at this time of year, due to the season, of course, it is cyclical, and also due to COVID-19, the hiring process has not completely ground to a halt. So I had a look on LinkedIn, and I also had a look on Seek to see what jobs were being advertised at the moment. And, at the time of recording this, there were quite a lot of jobs advertised as open on LinkedIn. And I'll just give you some numbers here. So in Australia, advertised marketing jobs, there are over 7,000 of them, and there are over 35,000 remote marketing jobs advertised on LinkedIn. Now, operations jobs, there are over 12,000 in Australia advertised, 35,000 plus that are remote. For HR jobs in Australia, there are over 3,000 advertised, and remote HR jobs, there are over 5,000 advertised. Sales jobs, over 13,000 in Australia, over 43,000 remote sales jobs. And customer service jobs, over 21,000 in Australia, and remote, over 39,000. So that was as of the 23rd of December. Those are the latest statistics that I found. And so there are quite a lot of jobs. And on Seek, there were 126,438 open jobs in Australia advertised on the 23rd of December as well. So let's have a look at some other statistics. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the ABS, in November this year, 2020, in Australia, the seasonally adjusted unemployment participation and employment rate estimates are unemployment rate decreased to 6.8%, the participation rate increased to 66.1%, and employment increased to 12,860,700. So that's interesting, isn't it? Now, will you choose to take a leave pass for the holidays, relax and reset, or will you choose to keep your job search momentum going? The important thing to remember is to focus on what works best for you. And everyone is different. So what is it that's going to work best for you? Maybe taking a well-deserved break will be just what's required. So I hope you've been putting your feet up since Christmas, and you're still putting your feet up now, because that break might put you in the right frame of mind to hit the job search process again in the new year. But if you find that you prefer to keep the job search preparation momentum going, here are 5 suggestions to support you through the holiday season. First of all, do take a day or two off, on the main public holidays. Just give yourself a little bit of a break. But what you could do in between, such as times like now, is to find an accountability buddy. Make contact with other job seekers and set up an accountability group to keep you motivated. It really helps. I love having an accountability group, because an accountability buddy, because I get stuff done when I am kept accountable. So as you're on the same mission, you'll experience a similar emotional roller coaster during that job hunt process. Supporting each other as job seekers is empowering. And you make some new friends along the way as well. You know what you can do? You can search on LinkedIn, go into the search field and type in #seeking employment as a start when looking for like-minded professionals going through the same thing as you on the LinkedIn platform. You can also join my private Get Stuff Done accountability group, where I support my community of accountability group members to reach their goals. Every day I'm there. Sometimes I give it a miss for a day or two. And I have to admit, though, during this Christmas period, I've got some personal health issues, with my husband, because he got cellulitis on Christmas Day. Halfway through our family Christmas lunch, he got cellulitis, which was horrifying because he got a high fever, he was shaking, he was nauseous, terrible headache, pain behind his eyes, and his legs swelled up, and the groin area swelled up as well. And I didn't realize what it was. It was the next day when a friend of mine who was a nurse said, "Jane, that sounds like cellulitis. Get him to a hospital." I got him off to a hospital, and he ended up in emergency having IV antibiotic drip. I tell you, things can just turn on a dime. You just don't know. Any moment, bingo, something's going to happen. And for him, he got a scratch, it got infected and turned into cellulitis. He's on the mend now, so not to worry. But during those days when I was back and forth to the hospital, I wasn't in my accountability group as much. But normally I'm there every day helping people to reach their goals, whether they're weight loss goals, health goals, personal goals, career goals, business goals, any sort of personal goal at all. I'm there saying, hey, how's it going? Are you keeping up to date? So if you want to join, just go to facebook.com/groups/get stuff done accountability. Then you'll be able to request to join. Answer the 3 easy questions so that I know you're serious, and then join us and participate. I'll have this in the show notes, the link in the show notes if you do want to join the Get Stuff Done accountability group on Facebook, okay? But if you've got accountability, it will make it so much easier for you because you've got another buddy to say, hey, how you going? Are you feeling a bit down? I am too. How frustrating is it? Let's work together and get things done, okay? The second thing you can do is to work on your personal brand. Use this time to revamp your LinkedIn profile, really craft your About section to project you into your desired direction. Use the keywords that'll pop up in a LinkedIn search by recruiters or potential hiring managers for exactly what you're seeking. Now, I have another podcast episode that you can search for on my website that is all about the top 3 tips for a fantastic LinkedIn profile. So just go and look for it at janejacksoncoach.com and, get things done on your LinkedIn profile as well. And my clients find that once they optimize their LinkedIn profiles for search, their views on their profiles increase dramatically and they receive more approaches from headhunters or recruiters. Okay, so the title of that podcast episode is Top 3 Tips for a Standout LinkedIn Profile. So you can search under your career podcast and you'll find it, of course. Now, for in-depth support to get your LinkedIn profile up to speed and how to leverage LinkedIn for career success, I have an online program that will help you. So if you go to thecareersacademy.online and look for my LinkedIn for Career Success program, I've actually created a special code with a huge discount. And so if you use the code Make My Day, reminds you of Clint Eastwood, doesn't it? Make My Day. That's the special code for my LinkedIn for Career Success online program. That's in the Careers Academy and special just for you because it's Christmas and New Year. Now, the third thing that you can do is to prepare for virtual interviews, because if you market yourself well, of course, you're going to be getting interviews. And video conferencing and virtual interviews, they were commonplace in 2020 because of COVID-19. And even after the world gets on top of this global pandemic, I believe that virtual interviews will become the norm rather than the exception, as it'll help to keep costs down for, many companies. So use this holiday period to practice your interview technique by practicing recording yourself and analyzing your body language, your tone of voice, and the way you respond to specific questions related to your field. Create a space at home with good lighting and acoustics for a video interview and play around with virtual background feature that Zoom provide, for example, and have some fun with it so you feel comfortable with the technology before your next job interview. You really need to make sure that you've got a good background, so tidy up if you're not using a green screen. So, you don't see an unmade bed behind you. It doesn't look very professional, does it? But also, LinkedIn provides an excellent way for you to practice with this LinkedIn feature called the interview prep feature. So you can go to it by going to LinkedIn, click on the jobs tab at the top of your profile, and then you'll see an option to select interview prep. It's fantastic because it within the LinkedIn platform, you can record yourself via video. And once you've done it, you can delete it or you can save it, and you can send it to a LinkedIn connection and ask them to critique you. How good is that? And if you've got a career coach, you can send it to your career coach and ask them to critique you as well. Okay? Now, the fourth thing is use this time to learn a new skill or upgrade your existing skills. Whether it's a course on presentation skills or leadership or communication, finding your life's purpose, maybe how to write a resume or brush up on interview skills, photography, writing, Microsoft Office applications, web design, whatever it is, there's an online course that will open up a world of possibilities for you. And if nothing else, it'll be interesting to learn something new as well. And, LinkedIn has the LinkedIn Learning platform that makes this really easy. And there are quite a number of free courses, that they've made free during COVID to help all job seekers. So boost your job search knowledge by reading career transition books as well, such as, and here's a shameless plug for my book, Navigating Career Crossroads. If you go to janejacksoncoach.com/book, you will find it. But reading books like this will help you to prepare yourself to market yourself effectively when 2021 rolls around and the hiring ramps up again. Okay. And then finally, one more thing that you can do during this holiday break is be mindful, meditate, and build your self-confidence. Now, you can boost your self-confidence, calm your mind, focus inward, and become aware of yourself and your breath. Acknowledge who you are and that you take an important role in the world just by being you. When times are tough, we tend to forget the power of our thoughts, don't we? And we feel a little lost, uncertain, and confused. So to get you back on track, I have 2 10-minute meditations to help you focus, breathe, and become mindful of the power you have within you to create the life and career you deserve. So to listen to those meditations, they're free. You just go to the URL and click. You go to janejacksoncoach.com/meditation. That's easy to remember. This will also be in the show notes for this episode. So if you have a look on the show notes, you'll see all of the links are there and you can just click. Okay. So what are you going to focus on in the next couple of weeks? If you have suggestions on what works for you, please send me an email and let me know. Or what you can do is hop over to my LinkedIn profile and send me a message. Or start a post and tag me and tell me, what are you going to focus on in the next couple of weeks? I've actually just released a poll on LinkedIn. So if you do go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see my latest post is a poll about what you are planning for yourself in 2021, whether you hope to get a new job, to start a business, or just work on your health or something else. I'd love to hear. So go and respond to the poll if you like. Okay. So my warmest holiday and New Year greetings to you. And I value your support and your interest very much. Thank you so much for listening to my episodes. Some of you may have been listening for the past 4 or 5 years. Others, you may be new. Some may be binge watching. But you, as an individual, I really value your support. And thank you so much for listening. And at any time, if you want to download any of my free career support resources, just go to janejacksoncoach.com. I have plenty there for you. Okay. And so until next time, stay safe, stay well, and my very best wishes to you for the holiday season, to you and your family. And I'll see you in 2021. Bye now. If you enjoy Your Career Podcast, please hop over to iTunes and leave a review, because that's how we get to reach more people. And if you need help in your career, go to www.thecareersacademy.online, where you'll be able to find lots of online programs as well as one-on-one coaching with me. See you soon.